Hello, everybody. This is Knight, and we're on Epic 7, about to do a character overview for Elson. All right. Now, just to start off, I have him on the speed set. All right. And that's mainly because I want him to be first, if not first, second on my team. All right. Now, the reason I want that is because his main job is to put the attack and defense buff on my characters before they get a chance to attack, so they can deal as much damage as possible, and when the enemy's turn comes, they can take as much. Will take less damage as possible. All right. Now, his set that I would really recommend on him is a little iffy because I don't really know how to make him the best him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have enough health, or at least in my opinion, to really build towards health using percentages. But he has a decent amount of defense. So honestly, I think what I got on right now is great. And then I just have to, well, if I can get, ideally, if I can get enough effectiveness, resistance to go along with defense and health while having this speed set on still, I think that would be ideal. But his main stats, at least for me, is going to be health, defense, effectiveness, resistance, and speed. If you can just get all four of these stats on all your equipments, you're golden, regardless of how people say your build looks on sets and stuff like that. Just those four stats, you're good. All right, but yeah, let's get into his kit. His heavy strike attacks the enemy with a 50% chance to decrease attack for one turn. He has a attack break, so that's good. You can take less damage, some damage mitigation right there. And it goes up to a 75% chance, so that's good too. You know, you got a better chance of landing the debuff. Now, his second move, Meteor Shower, attacks all enemies with Meteor Shower of Light and recovers the health of all allies. Healing increases proportional to the enemy's max health. And this does not go down in turns. It has a 4-turn cooldown, and that's where it's going to stay at. And yeah, it increases off of the enemy's max health. So the more health the enemy has, like bosses and stuff like that, the more healing you're going to receive. And this third move, which is the main reason you want him on your team, is to get that attack and defense buff, and that comes from the move Light's Protection. And so it gives you an attack and defense buff for 2 turns. All right. And if you soul burn this move, you can get that to go up to 3 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. But if you upgrade the skill even further, you can get it to a 3-turn cooldown, which means if you have enough souls, you can keep soul burning this move to keep that buff up every 3 turns, so it never goes down, and you'll stay with a permanent attack buff and defense buff. All right, yeah. So the main ways to shut down Elson is, what you're trying to counter when you're building him. All right, so you want to do that while also playing towards his strengths, and his kit is a support kit. Like, he's there to help everybody else out. And the moment he stops supporting everybody else, and that's usually when your team is going to fall and crumble, because he's wasting a slot if he can't do his job. So you need effectiveness resistance to make sure that he's never stopped. You can't be stunned, so you can't be silenced or anti-heal, any of that. So that's what you really want for him, so he can just keep supporting his team the whole time, nonstop. So I think effectiveness resistance is probably going to be it's up there. It's in the top 3. All right. Now, speed is probably optional because, like I said, you don't necessarily have to build him first to go first. You could make him go second to last, right after, or last in general, just right after your team. But it's up to you. It's all personal preference. I try to have him as my speed leader, but right now Tyria's faster than him, so she goes, then he goes and buffs everybody. But since Tyria is so fast and she has her secondary skill passive, which increases combat readiness, she gets to go again soon right after that. So it works out. It's not the worst thing. But yeah, so we discussed the sets, his skills, and we can go into the artifacts. Right now, for his artifacts, he is a Soul Weaver, so you can only use Soul Weaver exclusives. And since he's a support, this one right here, it gives him some damage mitigation while also speeding up his turns, allowing him to support more. And this is the one card, like, I really love this card, this artifact, because it's great. I was lucky enough to get 2, so I got one for him and I got one for Destina. and it works out great when I have them on the team, because if you try to take them out, they recover like a good percentage of that health back, and then they speed up their turn so they go faster. You're just making them. It's basically like how you would have in other games where they go into berserk mode. You're just making me more aggressive and making my turn come faster. So keep hitting those characters, and you'll see why it's a problem when they have this card on. And if you don't one shot, yeah, you're gonna be in for a rough one. But yeah, so I got on Water's Origin. If damage taken exceeds 20% of max health, recovers 8% health and increases combat readiness by 10%. I do believe when you're maxing out, it goes from if damage taken exceeds 20% of max health, recovers 16% health and increases combat readiness by 20%. That's how I think it goes. If not 20% combat readiness, it may be 15, but I do believe 20. Or hell, it may not even go up at all, but we'll take a look at that when we get there. Um, let's go to the journal real quick and find some other artifacts that could be useful for him. There is one that there is another one that I said would really be good for him. Simply because where is it at? We'll start with the 4 stars this time. Wondrous Potion Vial, because it gives him a cleanse. So if you build him how I was suggesting earlier with effectiveness resistance, he will never be able to, well, not never, but there's a good chance he won't be debuffed. So he can keep going and having more turns without being affected by that type of stuff like stuns and, silences, anti-heals. But while also being resistant to debuffs, he will be cleansing teammates each turn he goes. See, now if I build a team with him and Destina, I would keep Water's Origin on Destina, make her the tank, and then I would put Wondrous Potion Vial on him and make him a secondary cleanser every turn, while Destina keeps her 3 skill for important moments, and that way you can get the most use out of her 3 skill to get that combat readiness and cleanse more debuffs. That's just how I would do it, how I see it in my head when I, come up with a strategy. So yes, this card will be wonderful for him. This is probably the first best card, if not second. All right. Now, the third card is actually quite obvious. It's is it Modular Staff, or would I prefer the other one? Rod of Amaryllis. Heals the ally with the lowest health by 12% when using a non-attacks. Okay, I would not prefer this one because he has 2 attack skills. All right. Now, Modular Staff, I would prefer this. This will be the third option for artifacts when it comes to using Elson. Because now, if this was a singular, like if it only affected him, it probably wouldn't be as good. But since it affects the whole team's healing potential, if you have him with another healer and he's just your secondary healer, that other healer is going to get that increase to healing. And if you have somebody built with lifesteal, they're also going to get that increase to healing. Or if they just have, some lifesteal effect in their kit, they're going to get an increase to healing. But yeah, let's read the card real quick because I didn't. Increases the effect of all healing received by an ally by 20%. Does not overlap with an artifact providing the same effect. And you can level this up to max in order to increase by 40%. The reason I didn't recommend this on Destina if you watch my videos, because it would lead to her overhealing, and overhealing is bad in the game where overhealing doesn't benefit you in any way by granting overheal shields and stuff like that. So yeah, just a little something I thought I'd point out. But this card will work great for Elson's skill 2. The skill 2 heals based off of enemy's max health. But not only that, you'll be increasing that output by another 40% based off of this card. So if you're going against a boss, you're going to super heal like nobody's business. All right. Making Elson a real deal top tier healer. Yeah, let's just go back this way, because I usually close down and go through it, so this makes navigating a little easier. I'll get accustomed to this. Yeah, and I only have him on 40, so this is not even his main potential. None of these characters that I really use are at 6-star or anything like that. I'm working on Destina. She's almost there. I got 1 5-star Destina, so I got her memory imprint already ready. Just wait until I get the necessary materials to make her a 6-star. I got 3 leveled up 4 stars, or 4 of them, because I just got my Terra Phantasma, so that's 4. I got all 5 creatures that I plan to use to make her a 6-star. I just need the fodder for those 5 creatures in order to get them to 5-star. So yeah, I just been working on that. This thing is probably gonna be my first 6-star, unless I get a 6-star healer. I mean, not healer, 6-star DPS, 5-star DPS unit. My bad. But yeah, enough about that. That was a little tangent I went off on. I forgot this was the Elson video. My bad, Elson. I didn't mean to do you like that. All right, but yes, this has been an Elson character overview, and I would like to say thank you guys for watching the video. Keep hitting like if you like, and this is Night, and I will see you guys later. All right, bye.